Well, absolutely. She's an elite scorer, and the women's game has evolved so much, where now is modeling the men as far as trying to score at a higher pace, get as many points as you can. And with Caitlin's game, with her deep shooting range, um, I think it has, brought more fans to the game to watch more exciting, different players. Handles that they bring and just making the game more exciting with that faster pace is now evolved for the women's game. Our goal has always to be bringing more fans in. Now with the effect of social media, so many players having that platform, being able to promote their game, the networks that are now showing more of a women's game and that aspect. Even with the game last year with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, the back and forth, the talk, it gets fans excited. They want to see that type of banter. They want to see players playing hard and getting after it. So I believe now, we're getting the notoriety that we've been wanting for a long time for this women's game, and the way that these females are scoring at an elite level is exciting for people to watch and to keep people in the stands. I mean, that is something that comes with the territory, but I don't believe that's something that Caitlin will be shy of. She's been here before. Yeah, they had bigger players last year, but she has been that go-to player. She has been that star to carry the team. So I don't see that affecting her. The trainers, the coaches, they know the requirements and what is needed as far as like rest and to get ready and get prepared for carrying that load. But for me, I believe Caitlin has been carrying that load. So I don't see that being an issue for her this season. It's been a lot of great females, and I know a lot of times people select you breaking records and being an all-time leading scorer as far as an elite player. With her being able to take that team to a title, that definitely will be given some room as one of the greatest of all time. I wouldn't say the greatest of all time, but I could say one of the greatest of all time for sure. Her shooting ability, her offensive game is definitely to be a smooth transition. Also, something to consider when you're that superstar college player and everything is set for you, ran through you. It would just depend on where she ends up, and if she does go to Indiana, I know that's like what everyone is wanting and saying that she will be next. Indiana will have it set up for her to excel and to be great. So getting stronger, because it is grown women at the pro level, getting stronger will be the thing for her. But when you can shoot the way that she can shoot, that is just something that everybody doesn't have. So going undefeated, for a long time, it's always been the talk of UConn and what Gino has been doing with his team. But Dawn has definitely brought her team to be the team that everyone has the bullseye on. That's who they want to be. And when they got upset last year, now they have evolved this year, I believe, with, getting better, getting people more ready for the game with better shooting, better range. Raven, for one, has stepped up her shooting. Whereas now last year, if you remember the game where they was just sagging off of her and daring her to shoot, now they have that, and so it makes them hard to beat. Tennessee was almost there to, upset them, but they came out with that win. So definitely an elite team. And going undefeated is hard, whether it's home or on the road. That is a very hard task because a lot of teams play. Absolutely is a test to her as the coach, her team, but also Dawn is the type of coach. You see how she interacts with her players. She's a player's coach. When you see a coach like that and you have players that are willing to run through a wall, so to speak, for their coach, the chemistry that they have, the way that they fight, it just shows the test to what she brings and how her team feels about her. This is the time when you have an undefeated record, you have more to lose. Um, you you don't want to go into the tournament, making those mistakes to give up everything that you fought for in the preseason or in the regular season. The tournament, coaches always say is 0-0. This is a new season. But when you have players in college, your mindset, you have to keep them ready and humbled because you can easily get the big head as being an undefeated team. So Dawn is a coach that is good enough, great enough. I won't say good enough, great enough. She's been here several times to prepare her team. And I'm sure they didn't forget what happened to them last year. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to be prepared and be ready to fight each game leading up, to these the Elite Eight, Final Four. Oh, absolutely. Because when you have a player like Juju who can score at any level on the court, you have them the perception that you have for them, at playing at a high level in high school, being great. You never know exactly what you would get at that college level. So now seeing her to be able to play and excel at that level as a freshman is, amazing. Everyone's tuned in, everyone's excited to see what she's been able to do, the 40-point games, the amazing scoring back to back is just something that you want to expect, but you don't really know until the player actually gets there and is able to excel like she has. When you have a young player like that, that's a hard role to take on, to be a leader, but be one of the youngest players on the team. You have to have the trust from your older teammates to believe you, and that's what they have there. And they have been able to excel with her being that type of player, being able to take on that role, having that bubbly personality where her teams, look for her, but also trust in her as well. And, I feel that all started back from the game with Iowa when, the banter back and forth with her and Caitlin. That's when all the headlines started, especially for Angel Reese and LSU. And that was one of the biggest, the most popular watched college game. And when you have that type of notoriety and you have that bullseye on your back because they did win, people are going to watch. Whether it's for good feedback or bad feedback, people are going to watch. They're going to see how you act and how you react. And that episode that happened with South Carolina was unfortunate. Just for not just for the women's game, but just for women in general. You never want to see those type of things happening at a game where you got family and fans jumping in out of the stands. So I feel, that's something that is actually should be controlled more with referees, with letting the games get to that intense, but you have to hold everyone accountable, not just the players, but the coaches and everyone at that aspect. There have been fights in all types of games, whether it's been NBA, WNBA, college, high school. When you're passionate, when you're into it, it just happens. But now with social media, everyone is recording every single thing and posting it for likes, posting it for views, for clickbait. So that's just the unfortunate part of it. But, games are going to get competitive. Players are going to talk trash. Players are going to get, into it. It's going to be heat in the moment. That happens all the time, but with LSU having that rep, with Angel being one of the players to talk trash, it's just going to be something that comes with it now, especially for their team. You are that team to beat when you're the champs the year prior. Absolutely. When you have a team that is undefeated, and it's not like they're just playing anybody. They've been playing some good teams. And just like I said, they almost were upset by Tennessee, but they still pulled it out. USC is South Carolina is definitely the favorite, the top team, for so many other reasons too. I don't see Carolina having troubles until possibly the Elite Eight. And I say that for Iowa. You can't ever count Iowa out when you have a player like Caitlin who can take over a game at any moment and lead that team. But I do feel Iowa will have to get past Princeton. Princeton is a very disciplined team who has given top teams trouble all year. So I do feel that will be a game that could be upset, a big upset for Iowa if they don't come out ready to play. And then that will determine who South Carolina plays in the Elite Eight, but I don't see South Carolina having any trouble prior to the Elite Eight. That is the team I would pick to win it all. Of course, I'm always, rooting for my alma mater and VTech, where my college coach is coaching now. But I do have to go with South Carolina is the team to win it all. Middle Tennessee State over Louisville. The 11 seed versus the 6 seed. They 16-0 in their conference, 29-4 overall. They were on a 19-game winning streak. They beat Tennessee at Tennessee in December. Tennessee gave USC a run for their money. So that is also a team, that stood out to me too. In the tournament, it's always you can't count no team out. It's a fight to the end type of situation, and there always are upsets. That's why they call it March Madness. So definitely there will be some upsets, and there will be some heated games competition. Rickea Jackson, did I pronounce it right? Rickea. It's Rickea, right? Rickea Jackson. She's a difference maker, and when you have a player like that that can take over a game, can score at any level in the game, I think this is the time, the tournament time, where she's going to really excel and stand out.